So today we're going to talk about books that I'm going to read in the next month. Uh, this month I'm going on holidays, so I think I can read a bit more than usual. Um, I will probably, besides the books I'm going to show you, I'm going to probably decide one bigger book to read. I don't know. It depends on my how tired I am. Uh, Work related have been difficult, so I may end up with the means to read a bigger book, but I want to do that. I want to try to catch some of those bigger books like Count of Monte Cristo, Dostoevsky, or Larry McMurtry, but I don't know. It will depend on my how tired I am. So, without further ado, let's go to the books that I'm going to read. So, the first one, it's going to be a Warhammer fantasy novel, which is The Claws of Chaos. This is the first book in a trilogy published back in, I believe, 2000 or something like that. Yeah, 2002. This is the first edition, you can see there, first edition. And this is the first novel within the series. This series is a bit different from, vast majority of them, because usually the books are centered around the year 2500, so basically in the present day. And this one is not. This one is around the 18th century. It's a bit different. It's a love and story mixed with, with chaos and empire and so on. So it may be a good book to read if you don't know much about the story, because since it's not directly connected with that space that the books are set in and the game are set in, or were, because it was discontinued, it may be a good entry point. And just a synopsis: the icy winds of chaos their blow down across the civilized world, corrupting man and beast alike. When loyal Empire Knight Card's Litzing is forced to choose between duty and love, a tragic chain of events is set in motion. The first volumes to the Slaves of Darkness. So yeah, this is the first book. Now, my second book is going to be as well Warhammer, but this case is 40k, and this is going to be Aphrael Sturm, The Heretic Saint by David Anadel. This one is an hardcover edition, and it's a solo novel. There is no connection, although there is a comic book related to this character. And it says, throughout the Torture Galaxy, Aphrael Sturm is known for many names: the Thriceborn, the Infuge, Demon Infuge, or the Heretic Saint. Tap deep within the Imperial Nihilus, following the coming of the Great Rift, the malignant sister of battle fears the Imperium is no more. The God Emperor's light, which has guided through centuries of strife, has too extinguished. Seemingly forsaken, Storm is bereft until a mysterious stranger arrives, offering her a new destiny, one that might yet see the Imperium saved. Storm must prove herself worthy of the God Emperor grace once more, lest a new threat greater than any mankind has faced before plunge humanity into the nightmare abyss of nothingness. I'm really eagerly to read this. It's a solo novel. Then I'm going to read a mystery novel. I don't read that many, to be honest, but this one, a new book is coming out in this month, and so I've bought four, but I'm a bit concerned I'm not going to enjoy. And this is a cozy mystery, and it's called The Three Dahlias by Kathy Watson. I'm going to check. I'm going to read this and see if I enjoy or not, and if not, I'm not going to buy the fifth book. There's no proof, no evidence, but somehow Posey knew in her gut that she was right. This was murder. The cup clattered back into the saucer, and she looked up to find Rosaline and Caro both watching her, staring at her, their expressions a mirror of her own. In the entrance hall, besides the magic tree and Lettice's dollhouse, the old grandfather clock chimed midnight. These endless days was over, and Posey wasn't the same person who got on that train from London that morning. So, let's see. Bit different. Three more. Point Nemo, Jeremy Robinson. So this is a book that was published, well, I believe in 2024 or something like that. I bought it, yeah, 2024, and Jeremy writes like 2-3 books per year. He self-published them, so it's easier, and but it's not a self-published that is not controlled, because he has like his own squad, not called squad, but the persons that revised and tell them what needs to be changed. So they are the testers and so on. So it's good. It's not a self-publishing that publish 12 books a month, and it's not supervised and all of errors and so on. So this one is good. So this has a lot of story behind. In the heart of South Pacific lies Point Nemo, the most desolate and remote place on Earth. At its core is a dead zone, devoid of life, where government agencies crash their obsolete satellites and space stations, confident they don't want to harm a soul. When the International Space Station suffers a catastrophic failure and plummets through the atmosphere, it's here that mission specialist Julie Rohr, an astrobiologist studying living space dust called Xylem, finds herself marooned. Julia's hope for rescue lies in the hands of the strange father, Dr. Finn Madden, a renowned mycologist. If you don't know, mycologist is the one that, well, this, how do you say this, cogumelos. I'm missing the name, sorry. Plucked from depths of the Amazon rainforest, Finn is thrust into a daring rescue mission alongside a team of specialists. The destination, an impossible island at the center of Point Nemo, an island that shouldn't exist, composed of Xylem. Not going to read it anymore, but so it's a thriller novel mixed with horror, I would say, and sci-fi elements. Next, it's a thriller called The List by J.A. Carrot. I've been looking forward to read this one. It's a fast-paced thriller, as far as I understand, and it's good, and I want to see if I enjoy, because I have 2 more books, and maybe I will buy the remaining ones, but I don't know. So this one is Mace paperback, the others are self-published, if I'm not mistaken. And let's read the synopsis. They are 10 strangers with one thing in common: a mysterious tattoo on the bottom of their feet. None of them know how it got there and what it means. One of them is an homicide cop who's determined to find out. All of them are marked to death because they are next on the list. It's funny because the first page, the first line, it says, "I found the head." Very fun. And last but not least, the 6th book I'm going to read is a Mammoth book. It's probably one of the oldest books I have in my collection to read, and I've been off-putting because it's slow, and I don't want to I didn't want to read it. Although I enjoy several of his books, others I did not. So I mix, and it's one of those that I didn't want to read because I would shatter my vision of him. I don't know how to say this. It's Brian Stableford, The Empire of Fear. Maybe this is going to be my long book. And this one is for they could live for centuries and their empires span the world. Men call them vampires. The 7th century London, Edmund Cordery, mechanician of the court of Prince Richard, seeks out the sinister formulae that sustains an aristocracy of vampires as immortal overlords holding all continents in sanguinary thrall. His son Noel carries his father's dangerous knowledge into the dark art of Africa and on the fortress island of Malta as the head of a company of soldiers of fortune. There he awaits the coming of the handsome armada of Vlad the Impaler and Richard Coeur de Lion across the Middle Sea, where the battle lines are drawn up for the last great conflict between subversive science and sister superstition. Yeah, very cool book, very beefy book, to be honest. Now, I'm going to choose 3 more books, but these one are going to be random with the dice.